All right, we're live. We're live. We're live. Here we go.
We're live.
How you doing?
Oh,
DRX Tim.
I am doing great.
Great.
Thank you for having me on here. I love this universe, this entire universe you've created in here. It's like it's impressive and wackadilly, and I just love everything about it.
Yes. Welcome to the slop. It is extra sloppy. You are a video man. Like, you do a lot of video stuff. I like how you clean up your videos. I like how you find the targets of your video. Like, you find things that people want to hear about, and you go talk about them, and you create videos for them of good polish, and you put them on Twitter in the Ethereum crypto sphere. And I like that. I respect that. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? How do you see yourself?
I am. I would say I grew up and would identify more with being an introvert, but when put in positions like this, I'll my natural extroverted side might show up, but definitely more introvert leaning.
Okay. It's funny because I think we hang out with a lot of super introverts, and they call us extroverts because we're out here showing stuff off. But I agree with you. I'm like a forced extrovert where I am an introvert and I like to hang out by myself and work on stuff by myself. But then there's this moment where you gotta go live with it. You gotta get people checking stuff out, and it's
100%.
You just gotta force yourself to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So here I am forcing myself to do it. And
yes.
I really appreciate the opportunity to kind of share what I'm doing. And, you said in our DMs, game recognized game. And I'm like, oh, that made my heart feel so good because man, I don't know if you remember this, but one of the first times we had come into contact with each other, IRL, was in 2021 at LizCon. You were doing a Chainlink workshop with Andre Rakic from Chainlink Labs.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know if you remember this.
There was a board, right? Yeah.
You guys, you were building games or something. I think. And then back then, I was so noob with all the crypto stuff and the technical stuff, and the way you kind of did the workshop, and also just in general, your vibe on Twitter is you've always made Ethereum development so approachable and digestible, and just anyone can do it. And now, obviously, I would never consider myself a full dev, but I feel like you're part of the journey and part of the reason why I'm a lot more open to being a little bit more technical and being in the terminal and running my own node and all of that stuff. So I'm here because of your previous work.
Hell yeah, man. That's always great. And you're here because of your own tenacity more than anything. But I'm glad that we have been able to pave the way with good content and good onboarding. My trick of being anybody can do it is not being very smart. I really view myself as top of the bell curve. I understand people the most because I'm up there with the most people, and I think that if I can create something that I can understand, then I can create things that other people can understand and teach it in that way. So if I don't understand it in a very simple way, I'm not there yet, and I can't explain it right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, so
it's that saying. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's the saying?
It's the saying that you don't really. I think it's from Naval Ravikant. You don't know something until you can explain it in simplest.
In a very simple way.
I mean, I butchered that, but yes. Anyways, go ahead with your question.
And same thing with even your product and your pitch, right? The elevator pitch idea. If you can't elevator pitch in a second, your shit's too complicated and you're over engineering everything. Okay, so where did you come from? That was cool. I remember that Lisbon. I was drinking beers back then, so things are a little bit fuzzier. I'm sober now, so I remember a lot.
Wait.
A lot clearer.
You were drinking beers to do the workshop?
Before that workshop, definitely. Out front of that thing, we had a 6-pack sitting there for sure.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
I don't
cool.
know if that's great. It's probably not great. Yeah. Sober now though. Couple years sober on everything.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's a lot more clear. I have more like confidence. I feel better about myself. It's just a better thing. But there's
Fuck yeah.
the last 7 years of traveling the world and seeing people that is a little bit blurry and mushy in my mushy brain, which like still like I'm just old and my brain is old and mushy. But anyways, let's talk about 0x Tim. Let's talk about, how do I say your name? Is it how Chisel?
How Chisel.
How
That's
Chisel?
I go by that on
And
X. Yeah.
okay. Is that like Taiwanese?
0x Tim is just a
Yeah.
no. It's
What's
my
HAO?
HAOCHI is just my name. And
Oh,
I just decided to add like
okay.
the ZZLE. Yeah, that's right.
Dope. Okay, got it. Okay, so how did it come about? Where did you come from? What are you doing?
Yeah. I guess like you're asking about like my sort of journey into where like why
I don't
am
know.
I here
What's the
today?
interesting part? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody asks, how'd you get
Um,
into crypto? And that's usually like that's the cheesy question, but I'm looking for a good intro or something, some interesting intro origin story kind of
well,
thing.
I'll tell you where I like how I ended up here, like on this podcast, and why
In
I
the
think
schlop.
you are interested in, yeah, and why I think you're interested in
Yes.
interviewing me. So, I mean, I joined crypto back in like 2017, like ICO era, when like Ether Delta was like the exchange for looking up shit coins. But like back then, like all I cared about was like, is it gonna go up? How much money am I gonna make? 2018 crash happened. 2019 is when I started really being like spending a lot of time on Twitter and getting imbued with a lot of the values and principles. And that's when I started seeing you probably start posting content on X. So that's when I like was really um, given my introductory lesson into why crypto is important and useful and the principles and values of it. And then like around 2021, I joined ChainSafe. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it.
ChainSafe. Yeah. Yep. Was it
Yeah.
Dan Nolan? Is that Dan? Is that maybe that's a different one?
No.
Who was ChainSafe?
Aiden.
Aiden.
Greg.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Do they have an office in Berlin?
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
Right next to the EF office.
Right next to the EF office. Okay. That's yep.
That's right.
No, Aiden and like Greg and those guys. Was Greg on that team?
Greg the Greek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
that was a good team.
Yeah. I mean, great people, and I learned a lot in that sort of startup environment, and got the chance to meet so many cool people from all around the world while traveling for conferences. And one thing that I've always found myself loving, even back then, was talking to the builders. And like the people that are actually building in Ethereum and in crypto and building the cool tech. I mean, this is gonna sound bad. I've never really cared much to talk to like the marketing people or the BD people, but
they
like
know how to talk already.
Yeah, exactly. But like what they were sharing, I was like, oh fuck yeah, like these guys are cool. And then at some point, probably like around 2 years ago, I decided to take a bet on myself because I was so tired of going on YouTube and then searching up crypto, and then the thumbnails that you see are like you know what I mean? Like
you've got to have like
the O face.
Yeah.
Is Bitcoin going up or down?
Yep.
Are we in a bear market? And it's like, man, I believe crypto is so much more interesting than that. Obviously, it has a large part to do with finance, and I don't want to, talk bad about that part, but like spotlighting cool products, spotlighting the builders and why they care about building in crypto. That was a lot more interesting to me, and I wasn't seeing a lot of that sort of content being served on YouTube. So I went all in and started doing the content creation thing. And so I've been doing it for 2 years now with my YouTube channel, 90 Seconds Crypto. I've done all kinds of things from product explainers to interviews with some of these builders to shorts to hardware wallet reviews. And it's been a lot of fun. doing that, because just like with my chain safe journey, I'm getting to meet so many cool people wearing so many different hats, and it's been just one of the most rewarding journeys of building something for myself, and then also doing something that I think is needed for crypto YouTube.
Yeah.
CYT.
So much content. Oh, wait, am I in the right? This is the right. This is it though, right? This is it. And you got the chain link. Are you still like sponsored by Chainlink, or what's the?
No, I made a video about Chainlink just because I wanted to, and I thought it was like a very interesting theme and sort of vertical in terms of problems they're solving. So,
yeah. So okay, that does get into a question that I would usually wait to ask later on, but how does funding work for you? Like, are you sponsored by someone? Do you work for someone? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, sometimes like I pick up gigs from teams that are looking to do some like interviews or with hardware wallets. It might be like affiliates, but honestly, like I don't make a lot from doing that. It's a lot of just
you got the O face here. That's good. Keep going. Sorry.
It's a lot of doing it for the love of the game, and like really believing that like there's a different side of crypto that I wanted to share. So like you'll notice that like a lot of my content is actually not super focused on the price aspect of it, but more the building side of it.
Hell yeah. And so what like go.
Sorry,
go,
one more answer to that was on the funding side of things. I was in the Gitcoin grants round 24 for the privacy round and finished. I forget what. I think 14. No, that might be too high. Number 21. It was like between like the 10s or 20s. I finished 10 out or 20 out of 96 projects, and so received a little bit of funding there because I do a lot of privacy work. Like everything from like Railgun to Fluid Key, which is a stealth address protocol, to email aliasing and whatnot. So
top video here is this one. What's this one about? Ooh, it looks spicy.
Zora.
Okay,
Creators
Zora.
wait months, sometimes even years, to finally get paid for their content. I almost got paid instantly, and not into some holding account that platform controls. Straight into my wallet.
Content. I mean, like I've seen a lot of your videos, but I don't think I've seen this one.
In the following video, I will show you
there's production value, allowing like you're spending time with editing. You're bringing a lot of stuff in. You're bringing
where we are fairly and directly.
How long does it take to make a video like this?
Welcome back to 90 Seconds to Crypto, where we help
AI is going to be the big question here, and that's the thing I really want to dive into.
Every week
is this
here, we share the tools and mindsets helping you unlock your digital sovereignty in the Web2 creator economy. We are the serfs to the feudal lords that is Google.
It's a little bit loud on my end.
We build the castles and they collect.
Is that better?
But yeah, this was pre-AI. I mean, I used some AI for like some of these images or whatnot.
Sure.
But, it was pre-AI, pre-editor, so like I hand cut this video myself. So between like scripting and between research, scripting, and then editing, the whole pizzazz, like after, like it was probably like 60 hours, 70 hours of work all in.
Okay. Like a week of work, basically, if we put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now that has changed, right? You said you clip these by hand, so you're like actually editing video with AI. Is that like, do you like? It's great for like producing. Hey, I need an image of this. I can bring that in, or probably not sound effects. For sounds, you probably just still like go Google that and bring them in. I don't know. Like, hit me up. What's your stack now? What's your AI video producing stack? Yeah.
Okay. So like back then, like it was. Even like the script writing was just like
with your pingies. Yes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But at some point, like in January this year, I started hearing a lot of buzz about OpenClaw, right? I think you were part of the buzz of like people talking about OpenClaw. And like I was always just like, oh, cool. I was never the super experimentative with technology, not like as, as bold as some of our more technical friends and colleagues. But I thought like, oh, OpenClaw is cool. Like you can talk to like an agent through Telegram or something, and like I thought that was somewhat interesting. But then I met my friend Garrett, who used to be in crypto, I think, and he was doing something with OpenClaw, and he was building some really cool stuff, and it all seemed it similar to your universe. Like he was building his own universe with his own agent, and he was showing it to us when we were doing our snowboarding skiing trip in Western Canada. Pointless detail.
Sounds dope.
But yeah, and he was like spinning up all sorts of different things. Like he would have like two agents debate each other for 8 hours over a topic that was found from like Twitter. And then like one of the coolest things that like really blew my mind was he used his agent to listen to the radio at the local ski mountain, and pick up any distress signals to then take that distress signal and then flip that over to like the ski patrol team. And he pitched it to the local ski mountain team, and they were like super interested and were ready to drop like serious money into doing that experimentation. Now, I don't know where it went, but that's when I was like, oh, this is like, there's a lot of potential here. So I started getting a lot deeper into OpenClaw. And then that's when like I would say my AI workflow really, really picked up. So right now I'm running OpenClaw and Hermes through a Minimax model. But I combo it with, Frontier chat models and a whole bunch of different things. So I guess like with scripts and with an idea that I have, I would start with Grok first. Because I feel like Grok is just
has a lot of like crypto Twitter knowledge, right? Like that's why
Twitter,
you're tapping into Grok, or is it just the model is great itself?
No, it's the context around the timeline. Like, what's the sentiment? What are people talking about on Twitter? Like, how are people feeling about any particular news item? For example, the cold cart hack. Yeah. So I'll use Grok and then give me like a research dossier. I could do it with my OpenClaw and Hermes, but I didn't want to do the whole API token thing.
So yes, I spent like almost $2,000 on API tokens one time trying to make like a better Twitter where it would like basically like amplify the noise or amplify the signal of people that have high mutuals with me. Like I've been in crypto so long and I have so many friends that I can tell immediately, like if someone has 100 mutuals with me or 1,000 mutuals with me or 10 mutuals with me, like the level of signal there, if they're brand new, sometimes they don't, but okay. So if I wanted to use Grok, sorry, I'm tangenting here because please. If I just like pull Grok off the shelf and I'm prompting Grok, so okay, are you prompting Grok inside of the Twitter universe, or are you grabbing Grok and talking to him? Okay. Like, does he have Twitter inside context outside of Twitter, I guess? Like, if you go grab Grok from an API and you start making calls to Grok, does he like know everything about Twitter? I don't know. This is probably a weird question.
I just assume that Grok, because Grok is so integrated with Twitter, that it would have a pretty up-to-date sort of training and context about what's happening. But that's an assumption. Like I don't know for sure.
Okay. But normally you're like in the Twitter UI pulling up Grok and like you're having a conversation about Cold Card or like what are people saying about Cold Card or that kind of
exactly
stuff. Is that right? Okay.
So I'll have Grok build me a research dossier, which then I would use to pass to either Claude in the chat, just basic ass chat, or into my OpenClaw and Hermes. My OpenClaw and Hermes has a little bit more context. Like I've learned how to set that up a little bit better with the whole user.md, agents.md. So it has a little bit more context about what I like, what I don't like. And so I used both Claude and OpenClaw and Hermes to sort of bounce between each other multiple drafts. because a lot of first drafts are just garbage.
Yeah, so much slop. Yeah.
There's so much slop, but it's I've gotten a lot better at prompting it in a way that doesn't produce as much slop, even though it could still be a little bit sloppy. But so I have that, and then I'll pass it back once I'm satisfied with a particular draft, and I'll pass it back over to Grok to sort of verify, like, okay, like is this actually, like, am I spreading fake news or something like that? And then from there, like I go into like actual filming and production.
Okay.
So that's my script writing process.
Yeah, the script writing, you've got like basically like 3 models kind of countering each other. Grok with the Twitter context, OpenClaw or Hermes, like an agent style thing with, I think you said Minimax, and then kind of Claude code in the middle with like Fable and Opus. And you're kind of bringing in the high context, going against frontier models, and then going against, non-frontier models that have context for you. And between those 3 setups, you kind of distill down a good script that is hard hitting, that is factually correct, that you like. I like all these the 3 angles. This is great. Okay, so basically the script is actually banged out, where it's like you actually talk through, like, how close of like the finished product is represented in that script that's created in that moment.
It's just a structure and spine. I wouldn't say
it's like an outline.
There's a lot of there is a lot of stuff that I still have to go in and like write in the way I need to write it and say it, because otherwise it just sounds like way too sloppy.
You're absolutely right.
I'm like, so I'm like ping ponging between the different models, and then again, like also manually getting back in there to give it the human touch.
Okay, so script and outline is built, and then you jump into, sorry, I keep interrupting you. I think there's a little bit of a delay too. And then you jump into like full on filming. Now, do you do a lot of like, I mean, like the background you have there is beautiful. It looks like you're in like a fancy museum or something, right? You got the lamps, you've got the like copper wall or whatever that is dope. But then
my fiance will be so happy.
Yes.
When
she
hears you say that.
Tell her she's got style. Yes. So where do you go? What do you think about for backdrops? Like, do you try to fit them to the script, or is it more like just do interesting things?
This is the backdrop most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. This is it. But like, I'm traveling all the time. I'm like going back and forth between Taiwan and Canada, and sometimes like, and I'm like switching houses a lot too, so I can't set up really a studio. So like I just kind of bang one out based on the best angles or spots or lighting, and I just there's not much intentional picking of background other than like, does it look good on camera?
Cool. And are you doing that thing like where you kind of get the camera and get you in the thing and you're looking at the frame and saying like, how does that background look? Are we good to go? That kind of thing? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And AI is not helping you here. You're just kind of doing it yourself. This is a very human taste kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit more of a manual process. Now, I would love to know how I can get AI to enhance my process. I'm sure my backgrounds could use, some help. But that's the stuff where I'm like,
no, go ahead. Go.
That's the stuff where I'm just a talking head. That's easy. But like if I'm doing an interview, and I love doing interviews where it's like an actual activity. So with one of my friends who is a technical product manager at Lodestar, one of the like consensus nodes on Ethereum, we went to the shooting range and we filmed an interview shooting guns.
Cool.
Earlier this year, my friend who's a photographer, I was basically like an itinerary, like attached person, just following him around while he like took photographs of Taipei. And again, this is very human. Like I'm like picking the shots and angles, and I'm actually quite proud of the trailers that I produce for a lot of these interview videos, because I take like the best sound bites and the best shots and then arrange it in like a very like filmmaker style. I'm probably getting ahead of myself calling myself a filmmaker, but it makes me feel nice
In the
to
age of AI, like
do
these
the
things that
whole.
actually require taste, like you should,
Yeah,
take pride in those things. It's all that we have left.
thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's true. So it's a lot of the trailers that I produce for like anyone I interview, like I'm actually very, very proud of. But there is some AI work there, especially recently. So we can dig into that if you
Let's
want.
go. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
whatever you feel like the next right phase is, but like we've got the script, we've got the camera, we've got the setup, the background looks good. It's you and the camera. I'm guessing it's not a week-long process. Well, filming and editing are probably two very big things here, but like the filming probably doesn't take that long. Is that right? And it's
No.
probably pretty manual.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it usually just you two? Like, is it just you talking to a camera, or do you have someone else around during the filming process?
It's a one-man show, baby.
I know how it is. I'm
And
down here in my dungeon by myself. I know exactly how it is.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yes, yes.
I'm if I'm doing the talking heads, then it's like, yeah, it's a one-man show. Oh, my fiance might like help out
Yeah.
often, actually.
Okay.
She'll like advise on like, oh, like what lighting is good and what,
Oh, great.
what height of the camera is
Yeah.
great. But otherwise, like, yeah, it's a one-man show. What's my point? Sorry, you go ahead with your next
Filming.
question.
I mean, like, what's the process? Maybe she walks in and says, "You look like an idiot. Move this thing over here," and you do it. And then basically filming is maybe like 20, 30 minutes or like a couple hours, or how long you probably shoot. I'm imagining you shoot extra film. Like the more film, the better. So when you go into edit, you have extra stuff. But like, then you have so much film you have to deal with. Like I know with AI, it's like the more context, the better. And when I'm going into something, I give that thing so much data. I go and get context from everywhere, and I'm throwing that thing. Like I got 5 gigabytes for you here to chew on, right? I don't know how you do with video and how video editing works, but I imagine like if the AI is good enough, the more the better. But I don't know. Tap on any of that. Like what happens with this video part?
So I haven't quite figured out the part where AI. Excuse me, burping. I haven't quite figured out the part where AI could slot in the video editing the process. I would love to figure that out. So if you have any like ideas or suggestions, or have you heard of any workflows that work, I would be very interested. But for me, like filming, I'm doing like multiple takes, probably like 2-3 takes of each section. So I break down my sections by like, what's the setup of the video? Then what's the tension of the video? And then what's the payoff of it? So then I call it the STP structure. And then within the STP, I layer STPs throughout the video. So there's like an STP for the intro and hook, and then an STP setup, tension, payoff for the problem statement, and then the setup, tension, payoff for the hero. And so that's my whole process. And so I'll break filming for each of those chunks into that chunk, and then do like 2-3 takes. Now, when it comes to reviewing the footage, oh god, it's a nightmare having to listen to yourself and look at yourself for
repeatedly
X
for
amount
hours.
of time. So usually I just go with like the last take, because usually by like take 2, take 3, I'm pretty comfortable with what I'm saying, and then I'm the one cutting. I do like aggressive jump cuts.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
People don't have the attention span,
and if you're not cutting, they're like, it's like, this is lazy editing. Like if you're not cutting things quickly, it like feels as a viewer that this person hasn't taken the time to prepare the video for you, because videos are so well polished these days. Yeah,
exactly. So
it's almost like they cut too much, right? Like I feel like Louis has been working at the EF, and when I watch his videos, it's like cut. Mm-hmm. Like it's like, holy cow, man. But like, hey man, Gen Z, you do what you do. People like it. I like it. Like when you watch it and you get the feel for it overall, it's not like it doesn't feel that abrupt. But if you're paying attention to how often they're cutting so often. But I think it's like that's the new normal, and that's how it works, and that's how people's attention span works for sure.
Yeah. for better or worse, but it does make for a lot more engaging content because like a thought and a flow is not interrupted by silence or ums and uhs and
Right.
likes, which I
It's
personally
pop,
also
pop,
don't
pop.
like. I'm not
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even Gen Z. You know, like I'm like closer to 40
You're
than
an
I'm
unk.
closer
Yeah.
to 20.
Yeah.
But the jump cuts I feel like is necessary, and so even to this day, before I pass it, so I have an editor now, but before I pass it to my
Yeah.
editor, I'm hand cutting the videos myself because
Yeah.
I know the exact pace that I want my videos to come across as, and so yeah, that's the jump cutting process.
And I don't think we're there yet in terms of like the taste piece here. Like I have FFmpeg, and FFmpeg will cut. So basically, when we're done here, I'll hit a button. I'll hit 2 or 3 buttons. One to like stop the stream. One I actually like make a transaction on chain to like stop this is like an on-air live in an Ethereum smart contract kind of thing. And then I'll hit another button. I know it's weird. It's unnecessary is what Ross called it last time. And he was
weird, but it's
right.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's fucking so cool, man.
Yes. And then I'll hit another button that starts creating clips. And there's this clipper that takes the whole transcript and reads through it and figures out like where were the hard-hitting moments. And then it'll come up with like 25 to 30 hard-hitting moments. And then like our shit's like moved around, right? Like right now, like that right there would be very hard, I think. But it figures it out. It knows, like it figures out the geometry of where the videos are, and it finds who's the guest and who's speaking and who's listening, and it puts the person who's speaking up above and the person who's listening down below and does like a 9:16. So basically it would be like this cut frame here, and since I'm speaking it would be up top. And then we do have like these captions, but it'll do its own captioning on top of everything and do the thing where it like lights up the word right when you say it and follows it. So
it cuts karaoke style.
Yeah, karaoke style. That's yeah. So it finds the things, it cuts the things, it moves the video around, but it's really just looking at the transcript and trying to understand like what is a hard-hitting moment that I can cut into 20 seconds. It's not doing what you're talking about of like this like intense cutting process where every little, white space, every little like blank, that's gone, and it's like hard-hitting words, cutting, cut, like that's coming though, I think. And so you should dink around with basically giving Claude Code, just like FFmpeg. It knows FFmpeg really well. And just try like a little bit. Be like, there's this part where this happens. Let's try to cut that out and see if it can do it. And like, if it can't now, it will be able to soon. And it won't have the same taste that you have. But there's got to be a way. And I've been working with my friend Simona and Port on this a little bit more of like, how do you cut out the junk of a podcast? Because like how do you even detect it? Like you don't want to cut out every single blank spot in an entire podcast, but there's times where there's like a big clunk of the mic and you want to definitely cut. Go ahead.
Sometimes if you're delivering a particular line, you want the pause for the emphasis, because if you don't have it and you jump cut that, then it kind of loses that oomph of
they missed
the quotable or the sound bite. So 100%. But actually, especially with the interviews that I do with my subjects, so for the trailer, for example, right? Like I'll record like 2-3 hours of footage with people. And so my process for creating a trailer that's, a banger, has the hard-hitting moments, front loads it in the trailer so it gets people to be curious about, the rest of the video. So I'll have an AI transcript all the footage that's been put together, and then extract out the hard-hitting moments. And this is all manual. Like I'm like manually prompting it. Like there's no unified workflow that just does it for me. But so I'll have an AI transcribe, have an AI extract the most useful quotable sound bites, And then because I'm doing a lot of B-rolls, and I relabel them with very specific, like, oh, this is a 1/3 shot of person walking in the background with trees. And then my next B-roll, it'll be like person. Uh, I call them tight shots, mid shots, and wide shots. So like it also has the name in the naming convention itself also has, like the sort of context of, how far the camera angle is, what the person is doing, etc. And so then I will have AI ingest all of that B-roll context, how I renamed the video files for every B-roll, and then sort of synthesize a potential, or like couple of versions of potential trailers. And that has worked really, really well. Of course, like, there's still the taste of, what's a good B-roll shot to capture of someone. But for the most part, like the way the AI agent synthesizes the B-rolls with the quotables, it creates a really good trailer. And that's like, I've been very happy with that particular workflow from an AI standpoint. Go ahead.
I feel like this like intermediate step and the metadata that you're talking about is like the human taste important part. I think like you take all your raw content and you basically just tell the agent, like, find the things, cut the things, and name them in this specific way. Like you can detect whether it's a wide or a tight shot, and you can put that in the thing. You can do facial recognition and know like which human this is. I think like maybe we're not quite there yet where it's like I have these 3 different humans. You should be able to pick out which human this is in this shot. But I feel like this process that you're talking about of like you want them to be you want them you want your shot to be this intermediate, you want these intermediate clips that are cut down to the important part and they have the metadata built in. And then like you tell your AI you want to get to that point. So you want to take all the raw footage and get to this intermediate point where we have the clips and we have the metadata. And then you do the second step of like now synthesize this into a whole running trailer. I think that middle part and the idea and the knowledge to get to that middle zone, if you took the raw data and said, make me a trailer, it just wouldn't be there. And it's just, it would take AI, like it's going to work. We're going to have like superhuman good AI before it could get there, right? It's like sort of like when you give your AI $10 and say, go make me money and make no mistake. Like he comes back 10 minutes later, either like I just bought the worst coin ever and it's gone, or I leaked your private key, right? There has to be like this intermediate step of context, right? Here's all these coins and here's all the information about them and here's how they've traveled and here's who's buying them and here's who's talking about them. Like this intermediate step, whether it's buying coins or writing software or producing video, is like a really important thing to be thinking about when you're working with AI. Is like, what is the intermediate step that we can condense all of the good stuff down to, and it can be synthesized from there. But you need to have things clipped and you need to have things, the metadata, and you need to have them arranged correctly in this like intermediate step. I think this is a big aha moment for me thinking about this stuff. It's like the intermediate step is very important.
Right. Yeah, no, 100%. And if you figure out a good workflow, please let me know because I'd be very interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's changing all the time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. FFmpeg, I've come across that before. Like my agent has suggested it to me at some point in my career playing around with the agent. So it's definitely on my mini computer or probably even on my Mac. I think
it's free open source software. It's insane. Like shout out FFmpeg.
I love it.
It's like one of the coolest pieces of software out there. Yeah.
I think we use. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll get to my point later.
I was just gonna say, like, I think I use FFmpeg, or we use FFmpeg for like. I was doing a technical walkthrough video, and it's like 20 minutes of like me like doing stuff in the terminal, and I wasn't quite sure how to translate the actual technical walkthrough to AI. So then the agent suggested FFmpeg, I'm pretty sure, take a frame shot every 10 seconds of that video and then use some sort of vision model to analyze like, oh, what's happening on the terminal, and then that's how they pull the context of what am I doing actually. So I've definitely played around with that FFmpeg before.
That's what. So I'm thinking like the workflow is take your raw video, translate it to do speech to text first, right? So get the transcript of it with timestamps, because it's going to need to know timestamps, and then tell FFmpeg like, give me clips of this, and basically it's like, take this raw thing and give me clips, and here's the format I want these clips in. And you're probably saying, you know, like 5 to 30-second clips. You're saying like, find the hooks, or find the interesting things within the video. Like you'll have to play around with this prompting, and I would do like frontier model, like use Claude Code with like full like FFmpeg access, and tell him to just like make you clips, and tell him to put it into the format that you want. Like, and do that thing that you're talking about where it's like, take an image clip from the beginning and the end of the video, and maybe a couple in the middle, and figure out, are we wide or are we tight? Figure out, is this of a subject, or is this of trees, or is it a subject with trees? And like, this is like, give it your intermediate format. Like start working toward having the AI get to that intermediate format without you having to do it, and then get to the synthesizing. And I think that like that intermediate format is like the key, and work with it, like prompt it, nudge it, see what it outputs, and then go back and be like, okay, this isn't quite right. Like you'll have to probably iterate for a while, and then when you get it, be like, okay, what did we learn here? Let's put that into a little skill file, so next time I'll just like throw you this skill and I'll say, go chew on this raw data, and you'll output all these intermediate films. But I think that's a good like next step to start. And frontier model though, I mean like Minimax is great, but like don't mess around like with your OpenClaw and your Minimax. The superpower there is it has context for you, and it could add that extra flair that might come from you. But like the frontier model is the guy that should be doing the work there, I think.
Right. I just love using Minimax because
it's so cheap.
It's so cheap.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. It's definitely vibe coded a lot of stuff for me, and like I never have to worry about running or like racking up like a crazy API build or something.
Yeah, I have there's like a chess app in here that I play every once in a while, and I'll have like Minimax. Let's see, is it even here anymore? Grok, it's not even on here anymore. I think maybe it didn't do very well, but I'll have like
RIP.
You know, yeah. It'll come back, but I'll have like, you know, Sonnet play chess, and it's like, that was $4. Like, no, but then like Minimax plays, and it was like, that was 2 cents. It's like, yes. Like the so yeah. Speaking of like, once you got it right, you kind of go back and document that in a skill file, and you say, what have we learned? There's also this like effective versus efficient thing. Like do it very effectively first in the most expensive way, and then like start working backwards for like, how can we make this more efficient? How can we you know, what parts of this can we use lesser models on? What can be deterministic instead of non-deterministic? Like how can we script this? I don't know, I think so. There's so much to dig in on, like how, because you can't give it taste. Like we're not there yet. Like you still have to have the taste. But I think the real unlock for me in this episode is the intermediate step. And me as a nerd, I would have never known, you know, I've got this raw footage and I need it to look like this, but I don't know about the STP stuff. And I don't know about the like clipping and the format stuff. I just go tell it I need clips that are bangers. And it did an okay job, but I should have created an intermediate step and then put that together, especially if you're clipping lots of things together. In my case, I was just taking a whole video and getting a good clip, but
right.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about in terms of like the YouTube game and like creating an engaging video, which I'm still learning and going through the process of. Setup, tension, payoff, very important. But then also like in the hook, like you need a banger hook to just get someone's attention to
in like the first 10
seconds watch
or
the rest of the video.
Is that right?
2 seconds.
First 2
even.
seconds. Okay.
Yeah. And with the hook, there is like you gotta very clearly label like who you're targeting, and then what sort of transformation you're offering, and what sort of stakes are at stake if people don't watch the rest of this video. So I've learned a lot doing YouTube stuff, just by trial and error, and also just learning from other people. And so the whole like STP stuff is very important. So if you're thinking of spicing up your videos, definitely think more in that vein.
Hell yeah. And like the hook, even like basically I'm thinking of like how to AI processitize the thing, where it's like you need to make me like 2 to 3 second clips that are like very engaging, that ask a question or tell a thing, like, you know, like very hook like things. And it takes your raw footage and just like dumps like 40 or 50 of them into a folder, and then you can just like go through and watch each one and see which one catches you, because you kind of know, like, not only are you already a human and you understand how humans will react, but you have done a lot of this YouTube work where you kind of know it when you see it. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dope.
And what was the other? There was something I was going to talk about and I forgot. Our human brains.
Yes.
I forgot what I was going to say.
When I was working with OpenClaw, that dude would forget all the time. Like, we'd be mid like sending 20 grand from one wallet to another, and he'd be like, Austin, I forgot what we were doing. Like, holy cow, brother, no.
Which model?
I mean, this is like frontier models with OpenClaw, but it was like when OpenClaw first came out and the memory system was not great. It also is like not great at editing itself. Like I've said this before on the pod, but I think that like if I was in charge of OpenClaw, I would spend a lot of time making it more introspective and making it good at editing itself, and spending time like building important skills into every single loop that lets it know about itself. And they just like don't. Maybe they have. I quit using it a while ago though.
Oh, what, like, is this a Hermes?
This is a custom Claude-P agent. So it's using it's using Fable, and it does like a Claude-P loop with memory. So it's like a specific kind of way of calling Claude code from the command line. And it's like 800 lines of code, but I built it like there's 800 lines of code, and 400 lines are to do the thing, and 400 lines are for it to understand how it does the thing. Like there's just like a ton of introspection, and then there's like hella modules. Like I have a Twitter module and a whatever, like a build on ETH module. There's like a shitload of modules. And so whenever I need to build something that needs to be agentic, I basically just tell Claude Code, like use this starter library and build this thing that does this thing, and use this extra module, and it just brings it all together and runs it. And like usually Fable or Opus. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Okay. What else is AI? Like how else do you use? So you're using AI to like basically like create the original script, the outline. And then there's some AI in there, but I think you're going to find more and more, especially when you let FFmpeg rip. And it should be like less and less of you having to manually edit things. I'm sure there's like plenty that has to happen just because like taste. But like, yeah. What else? What other AI things do you bring into your workflow?
Thumbnails? Like when I craft thumbnails, I need to.
This was it's still green. Weird. Sorry, that was me.
Oh,
the card had
disconnected for some reason.
No, it was me. I think, did you delete this? Like somehow the card is gone. I bet you were hitting some buttons in here before I got here. Weren't you clicking around?
I was.
I got in here and you were already in here.
Man,
I was like, oh shit, what's up?
It was so cool. And like I had to play around with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Just like AI, like other pieces of AI. You're using AI for thumbnails. That makes a lot of sense. Like taking clips from the film. Go ahead.
No, not even. Like, because this has a lot to do with taste. I'm sure there's some workflow where like I can get AI to generate like a banger thumbnail, but in the attempts I've tried in the past, it has never looked good and it has looked very sloppy. So rather, what I do is I have it like brainstorm ideas for thumbnails. A lot of it is shit. But if I come across one that's good, or if I do one that's like sort of my own creation, I have the vision model take my thumbnail and then just sort of like professionalize it a lot more.
What does
Because
that
I
prompt look
like I
like?
don't.
This is very interesting. What do you mean by professionalize? You must say something to it.
Oh,
Do you say professionalize
I
the
don't.
word, or do you add more to
Yeah,
that?
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Because I don't have like a fancy camera, so like I use my iPhone camera, iPhone
Heard a lot of
13,
people say that.
for a
Yeah,
lot of my thumbnails.
yeah.
um,
What about
and
shooting video?
so
What kind of camera are you shooting video with?
that one is with. I used to shoot with my iPhone 13. Now I'm
I feel like a lot
shooting
of
with
people have
Osmo Pocket 3.
Osmo
It's like
Pocket. Okay, I haven't heard of it.
it's like a handheld gimbal camera that's
Okay.
like super pocket friendly. And so yeah, so for thumbnails, I just have an agent pizzazz up the thumbnail to make it look better. What else is cool? I couldn't tell you what the actual prompt is because I'm pretty sure I skillified it, and it was like over many iterations because it would always add like an extra finger or like or that would add
Bonus
would adjust
finger.
my face. Yeah, it would change my face a little bit. It's gotten a lot better, but there's still some things left to be desired. And so like it was over many iterations before I landed on a thing that was like, okay, this is good enough. Like I'm just gonna skillify it, and then next time I have a thumbnail, I just tell it to recall the skill and just make it look more professional.
The
What is
skillification,
that?
though, is something that people should know too. Like as you're doing these things,
Yeah.
you'll like take some time and it iterates. And even a frontier model like needs the right context, needs the right explanation, needs things. And it like you have to figure some things out. But once you figure it out, tell that bro to document what he has done. I think someone has said handoff documents. Like every time they end a session, they have the guy write a handoff document. And then later on
Interesting.
yeah. Oh, someone in the chat asked what Minimax are you using? I use Minimax like M2, but and then M3 just came out. But like what
M3 came out.
Minimax? Okay, so like as soon as M3 comes out, you quit using M2 and you started using M3. Is that kind of just how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just like I guess why not just use the
Yeah.
latest model?
Usually I do.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes something's weird where it's like, what just happened? Why is it being so verbose? I'm gonna go back to the other one that's less verbose. But yes, I feel like Frontier, I'm trying to get the Frontier of the Frontier. By the way, speaking of extra finger, the cursor, I don't know if you notice it, but the cursor has an extra digit. It's meant to be like the slop. Like it's got like a sixth finger on the cursor to make it as sloppy as possible. Yeah, see how you got an extra one there? Yes. Okay, what else? Like, I don't know, closing advice. Maybe like if you're looking to get into crypto and crypto Twitter, if you're looking to, I don't know. Well, I'm like way out of view. There we go. Now I would say that it's like the advice is to just like show up and create value and stop worrying about the coins pumping. But what else? Like I don't know. What's your advice to yourself even a couple years ago?
So I produced a video recently called "Is There Anyone Left in Crypto" on YouTube, and it featured good friends, people that have considered quitting crypto altogether, like people that still believe in crypto, like Griff Green.
Griff.
And
Yeah.
it was just like a sort of documentary style video with a lot of different interview footage spliced in with the help of my agent, kind of exploring the question of like what happened and like are builders really that fatigued from like the past couple of years. And I guess like my advice is like try not to focus so much on the pure financial token go up or down aspect of it and actually pay attention to people like Austin yourself. or like Griff, or like these other builders that are actually building cool tech. That's not just like funding the degen gambling casino kind of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just think like you could quickly get very maybe like defeated or like hopeless if you're only playing in that space and that's all you see. When there's just so much cool stuff happening in crypto. I mean, like the whole thing, like you built this slop and it's like, but it's on chain and like that's sick. Like that still blows my mind. And so like there's builders like yourself, and people working on privacy solutions and people, all manners and different people from all different walks of life with different reasons for building crypto that are worth listening to, that are doing cool shit. And you can find a lot of their some of these people on my YouTube channel. So make sure to check out my YouTube channel. Smash that like and subscribe button. Yeah.
Do you still say that? Is that still something that you add to? Do we still,
No,
are we like 10 years later? Are we saying like, don't forget to like and subscribe?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah,
like,
really,
I mean, there's got to be some psychology here. Like, I feel like there's so much psychology goes into it that, like, statistically, you're better off to say it or not to say it. Like, I'm sure the advice has changed, and now, like, maybe you don't. I don't know.
I think the meta is don't do that.
Okay.
Because you're wasting valuable airtime.
It's like time where you could be saying something important that would hook someone in or teach someone something.
Exactly. So, like, if you're gonna do it, or have like a visual prompt for commenting, subscribing,
just like a
liking.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah,
exactly. And then like you want like the end of your video to flow right into your next recommended video. So like script for that and say like, this is how like, or if you're interested in topic that we just talked about, then you definitely want to pay attention to this, and like you find some way to relate the two ideas. So it just, the whole experience is seamless. Like you go from one video to another to another to another. So that's my advice on YouTube. But yeah, like follow the builders.
That's true. Cool. Like the trends, and like people are always asking me like, how do I get into the cabal so I know what's going on? The cabal is crypto Twitter. You just get on crypto Twitter and you follow high signal people, and like that's where it is. Like, yeah, people are in their chats, but like you gotta live your life and go do cool things and build cool things. You can't be in the group chats all the time. Go ahead. Yes.
But the thing is, like, if you're just freshly coming into crypto, like, how can you tell who is a high signal person and not, right? Like, they might look at someone sharing trading advice and charts and like technical analysis and like the meme lines and be like, oh, that guy's high signal, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. It's hard. I feel like you almost have to like test it, right? Like, okay, they said that this thing would go up at this moment. Let's check back in a week. But I think that like basically, like in general, people that are talking about price are like low signal. Even people that are like pumping products are what I've found is like, as soon as like the trenchers are talking about the thing on the timeline, it's already too late. Like, yeah, you're looking for the builder to be talking about the thing. Like Interfold, for instance. Aaron is building Interfold, and it's like private voting. You can actually do it. It's right here. Like as soon as it goes live on mainnet, I've got two nodes running right here. You can do private voting inside Slop.Computer. But like having Aaron on, talking about the Cypher nodes, talking about how it's going to work. They did like a CCA token launch. There was a lot of really cool things about it. The token, you know, less cool to less of the cypherpunk. Some of the cypherpunks think like, oh man, not a token. But like, I think sometimes tokens are necessary and they help you, you know, bootstrap a project or whatever. But like having the 100%. Builder on and following the builder, like the builder is building something cool. Let's follow Aaron. Let's follow the people around him. Let's follow the project. But then there's the next phase of things, right? Where after the CCA ended, the coin started going up. Then all these other people are posting Interfold, it's private voting, it's like Vitalik adjacent. Like as soon as people are starting to trying to attach like other good things to this cool thing, it's noise. Like the signal is now lost in the noise.
That's
So
right.
my advice would be like same advice you had is like follow the builders, find people that are actually like creating cool things and like consistently delivering interesting things and sticking around. I got your QR code up here for your YouTube. Go check out
Oh, thank you so
Tim
much.
Ho. Hell yes. 0x Tim. Thank
And
you for being here. Let me see if
also,
Claude's got anything.
Interfold
Yeah, go
is
ahead.
Interfold is really cool, and I
Yeah.
was running a testnet cipher node on my mini computer down there. So definitely check it out. I've made some content on Interfold recently, so y'all can check
Hell
it
yeah.
out.
Hell yeah. All right, man.
Cool.
Thank you for being here. Oh, here we go. He does have some kind of I don't know. I'm just gonna let him rip. He like looks at the transcript. He looks at your history, and let's see what he's got. He's got some question here.
Tim, you came up through ChainSafe on the comm side, and now you're explaining the Interfold, which is fully homomorphic encryption and threshold cryptography. Genuinely hard stuff. How do you explain that to normal people without lying to them?
That's part of my process with the whole script writing thing. I go through from Grok to Claude to OpenClaw Hermes back to Claude, and the whole time I'm trying really hard to understand the technical side of things. And I mean, I'll probably never be able to get fully technical and like examine the code myself. But there's a lot of iteration and a lot of thought that gets put into like a lot of my different explainers and videos and on the comm side of things. And what else?
It used to be deep diving. Yeah. You as a human would have to like really go deep and understand something. Now you can just ask Grok, and Grok will give you something, and you can like iterate on that and ask questions until you understand it. But like, I think as a smooth brain in the middle, as I see myself also, it's about like, how can I understand? Can I take all this really complicated stuff and understand it in a simple way? Just like we started this episode off, and then explain it in that simple way, and then like make sure you're not shit posting, like you said. Like, am I lying? Is this fake news? Like, go back to Grok and say, here's my simple understanding of that. Does it check out? And then it'll probably iterate a little bit on it. But yeah, I think that's the answer. Is like, be able to understand it in a simple way and double check it with AI and research with AI.
And also actually be the one running like a node, because like I'll actually spin up a cipher node on testnet, and once I'm able to, I'll spin up a cipher node on mainnet, and it's like it's through the actual experience of doing the damn thing where you start to understand. And then it's a lot of, man, I fucking love AI, because like without AI and without agents, like I would not be able to get anywhere remotely close to what I've been doing in the past 6 months even. Like I have this like Intel NUC mini computer that used to be a DAP node, and it bricked, and I didn't know how to like figure it out. And then literally like when I came back to Taiwan like 2 weeks ago, I was just like, I'm gonna figure this out. And now like I've got it up and running again. The whole time I'm like getting my agent to explain like what are these commands I'm running, like what am I actually doing here. And now I'm running an Ethereum flow node, and also soon cipher nodes. And it's like, couldn't have done it without the
AI. Is so handy for that. Like it, and like running Linux, and basically just get the machine up and get an SSHD server on it, and then give your agent on your other machine with Frontier models SSH access, and let them just let it rip, and they'll figure it all out. Okay, great stuff. Let's have Claude give us an outro. Tim, thank you so much for being here. We'll have Claude give us an outro. I'm gonna get some music playing. It was great to have you.
That's the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks
Tim
for having me.
Ho, How Chisel, a man who makes crypto make sense in 90 seconds. We talked videocraft, explaining hard cryptography without lying, and the Interfold going live on mainnet. Go check his channel. Go run a cipher node. Thanks for slopping with us, homies. See you next time.
You can run cipher nodes. Time. It's ready. Like, it'll go live like September 2nd or something like that. But I've already got 2 registered in the smart contract on mainnet, so you can do it.
Nice. Yeah, I know. You got 3 tickets on each node, and
you
got 2 nodes up.
Early adopter. Yep.
Nice.
All right.
On.
See you. Thank you.
All right.
Good to have
you. Bye.